Serious, what would you do if the zombie apocalypse happened? If it's slow zombies, I'd just keep moving, preferably through woodland, foraging for food along the way. If it's fast zombies, I guess I'd just effing die. Dislike to inform you, but it's medium zombies. Lol. Everyone has plans for fast or slow zombies. Nobody expects the medium zombie. Yes, the medium zombie, slower than your running speed, but faster than your walking speed. Escort quest zombies edit. Actually, it's just the zombified corpses of the people who are always walking 3 in a row. Across the side, walk it out of my way. Head on over to the Winchester and wait for it all to blow over. What kind of man's idea of an impregnable fortress and a romantic night spot are the same thing? Probably just fortify my house and just wait it out for the military to deal with it. I don't live in a major city and I live pretty far in the sticks, so I should be fine for a while. All the general survival stuff, so checklist. I just need to hold out for military assistance. And if things go to SH. In the words of the random NCR soldier, if the Legion breaks through our defenses, I got on bullet I'm saving just for me. Other than surviving, I also have a checklist for infection type so I know how to react. You gotta identify what we're working with. I'm afraid I'll have to ask, since how long have you been expecting a zombie apocalypse? Since the early 2010s when zombie media was popular, if I had to guess. If dead corpses were somehow reanimated, corpses wouldn't have muscular strength to walk, not alone run or fight. I'm thinking if the dead are reanimating, all bets as to if they walk, run, or fight are off the table. Literally kill myself. Edit. I am not about to get et. Same. Zombies are here. I'm good. It's been fun. I'm not about to be lunch meat. Would technically become a zombie then? If the apocalypse is like the one in The Walking Dead, then yeah. What other zombie movies shows are like that? In TWD you could just shoot yourself in the head and you wouldn't turn. Evidently by loads of toilet paper. This is probably the funniest answer imaginable. There will come a time when younger generations won't get the toilet paper reference, and will refuse to believe us when we tell them what happened in 2020. They will legit think we're making SH up for fun. Depends on the zombies. The right answer: zombie stats, biology, magic mystery science, and infection details are all needed to answer this. WWZ zombies would wipe out most of humanity. Slow zombies would actually not be a big deal unless the spread happened all at once. You should read the book WWZ. It presents a far more interesting version of a zombie apocalypse than the movie. It's usually like this. Books portray the story way better than a movie ever could. Edit. THX for all the upvotes, 3. The movie has almost nothing to do with the book other than the title and the wall. I'd go full Zom 100 life is BS. I'm already over life on its FRE. Yeah, everyone who wishes for any kind of post-apocalyptic world thinking they will be some video game act. Exactly. Imagine being essentially poor, unable to reliably depend on resources or have access to health care, unsure of the future, constantly afraid of losing your shelter, and having little to no friends or family. Then the zombie apocalypse happens and you don't have internet on top of all that. Everyone thinks they're ready, but in real out they would have been trying to Google WTF to do, and the T leaves a great majority FED. Yes and no, fear would kick in hard and instincts would take over. A lot of people would die, yeah, but probably less than you'd think. People are pretty scrappy when they're pressed. I have a pretty solid plan. Biggest part to it is waiting it out till winter. Zombies would absolutely freeze. Rot to the point of immobility too. Zombies don't work in most media without magic. It's been explained in some zombie media that the microbes that cause dead things to decay avoid. Zombified flesh, they don't decay, but they also don't heal. And wounds or pain don't matter to them at all. Even if that was an explanation. Bodies need energy to move and would waste away without replenishing. Between that and wounds caused by other zombies, bodies can't move without the muscle, tendons to move them, and energy to run the fully working digestion system and circulation system to move that energy. My guess is we'd end up with something akin to a modified rabies zombie. Global warming solves their issue with cold weather, and they'd still be functional in general, so that solves the decay issues too. I don't think they'd be the rage zombies that run chase people. Just Florida man on bath salts eats your face kind of crazy. Wouldn't be hard to really handle them though. It'd never turn into a WWZ or WTD situation, but it's fun to think about. Probably die. Stay inside until they all start exploding from decomposing gas, like a week or two. The zombies have to gain enough numbers to actually be a threat, and that means the zombies have to get a kill ratio greater than 1:1 in order to have the zombie horde grow. If humans kill more zombies than are made, then this isn't a threat. Biggest threat to zombies: organized shield walls with boar spears and rifles. These troops are kitted out head to toe in anterior armor and face masks, with shields. The second rank uses boar spears and rifles. Because the shield wall is organized, the zombies will have a kill ratio that is very against them. Next biggest threat to zombies: tanks and tracked armored vehicles. I don't care about the guns on these vehicles. Take the tank and drive through the zombie horde. I don't care if the zombies are packed thousands deep. The tank is not going to notice. It will crush all of the zombies in its path. Turn around and crush another cluster of them when it drives home. I remember growing up watching classic zombie flicks thinking, how TF does this even get this out of control? Then COVID-19 hit and I realized that is going to be a huge portion of society that will refuse to join your shield wall. Tanks are a good idea, though. You don't need a big shield wall is the issue. A couple hundred would be enough. You end up with a Greek phalanx with long spears. The spears then hold off the zombies outside bite range and are used to kill the zombies. Find a redneck, and a con artist, and a film director, I think, and a coach. I know this is the boring answer, but I'd just off myself. You know, the person in the zombie movie who convinces the leader to let some strange party into the encampment. They give them a chance. They look nice, even though one of them is foaming at the mouth and the others look like they'd shoot you in a heartbeat. That's me. I know that I am going to see a random schmuck. He's going to introduce himself as Orphan Slaughterer Steve, and BLB like, haha, that's such a wacky nickname. Come inside. And then everyone in my party is going to get killed in their sleep. I would rather not live in a zombie-infested world in the first place, and I would also prefer not taking others down with me. So I will solve that problem by simply not being alive to create it. Humans could also just kill all the zombies and you very well could have survived. Die. Personally, if my siblings survives, I take them, get down to the coast and steal a boat. finding all the important SH along the way, if they didn't. I'd kill myself not willing to risk the men. I've gotta say, as a man, that is a terribly disappointing final 6 words. That hurts my soul to think that's what you expect. But in the very same breath, I think you're not wrong. While I would not co-Dunn's side in most cases, there are mitigating circumstances involved. There are horrors that are worse than death, and in the instance of sudden loss of all legal repercussions, those horrors would be visited upon many innocent people. I'd hide amongst Trump supporters, no brains to eat, so zombies would steer away. Are we really going to bring politics into this? It's 2023. Stop breathing life into the Trump supporter angle. That was cool 3 years ago. I would die, mainly due to Rule 1, from ZOMBIELAND. And not having it. Depends on the zombies, I guess, but I'd probably stay where I'm at for a while. Plenty of food, water, and weapons ammo available, but eventually I'd have to move. But when it came down to it, I'd give myself sudden onset lead poisoning. Depends where I was when it first happened. If I was at home, I'd stay there because it's in the country next to a farm with plenty of access to resources, and I've got barely any neighbors. If I was in a city or a town, I'd try to make it back home, but realistically probably die lol. Get the F down, because the sheer amount of idiots running around shooting anything that moves would probably do more than anything the zombies could. Die. I'm fat, don't do cardio, and likely taste amazing on account of the diabetes making me extra sweet. Taste delicious. Eat some people. I'm F&A zombie. Not going to kink shame, but that sounds potentially unhealthy. Load up my campervan full of long-life foodmeras, water purification tablets, and such. Then head off somewhere remote for a couple of months while you all kill each other over the last packets of ramen at the local grocery store. Coke. 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 Potatoes. Best vegetable esily. Die. Why the F would I want to spend my time worrying and trying to fight for my life and kill zombies? It seems much more reasonable to just enjoy being alive as long as I can and then embrace becoming a zombie when the time comes. I'd try to go out in the most creative way possible to, climb some dope mountain, enjoy the view for sunsets and rise, then go for a casual parachuteless midday dive into the valley. Move to an island, assuming I actually want to live. Might just kill myself too if civilization had fallen and I was all alone. Oh wow. Just did a one-shot with a friend that was essentially this situation. I ended up holding up, waiting for rescue, contacting few people while also preserving. People get unpredictable, so I'm concerned with me and mine. Even some of the closest neighbors will worry about just their own. Grab my bug-out bag. Head to my family cottage, then up north where it's freezing cold. I always felt that living in an apartment was beneficial to avoiding zombies, so chill in the crib until food runs out, then attempt to scavenge. Can I ask why it would be beneficial? Surely sharing a building, albeit separated units, with a large group of people would be more risky than living out in the sticks, or am I missing something? Trust no one. Everybody is in survival mode and would do anything to survive. Be discreet. People would tend to fend off people by brandishing their arsenal, but on the contrary, it would just attract more attention from a bigger and well-equipped group. Stay away from groups of people. You wouldn't know the state of mind of each individual. They are vulnerable and capable of making stupid, as they are in very high-stress environment, decisions that would endanger everyone. Wait it out. Train physically and mentally. The cause of death of the living wouldn't be through zombies anymore. It's going to be side. Lack of hope and resilience is what is going to kill them. I would raid every home, and then when it ended I would sell the furniture back to people for like triple the price. Probably die because I have arthritis in my knees too bad to run, and I'll eventually run out of bullets. Can't see myself going full Shaun of the Dead with a bat and surviving for long. I would rob a pharmacy. The rest I wouldn't care. Die a bit sooner. I have congestive heart failure and 2/3 of my heart is dead scar tissue, so I'm probably not going to be around much longer either way. I'd be very interested to observe the progress of a zombie apocalypse, but with a probable lack of internet or cable, and my own inability to move much, I wouldn't get to see much of it. I just now realized I do not own any kind of radio. I would mostly worry about my cat. Humans in general can go ahead and eat each other. That's not much different than how we treat each other now. But I would worry about kitties, especially mine. He's orange and not especially bright and never goes outside. Make sure to leave lots of food out. Go skydiving one last time. Wear Ned Kelly armor and attach swords to my arms before allowing myself to be infected, so I can become a boss zombie. I'm in America, so I would 1 stock up on guns and ammo, 2 raid for about a month's worth of food. 3 get a team fake names used me, planer scout onion, weaponsmith survival expert shelter. Food, water, extra milk. Medicton, fighter trains people to fight chicken. Explosives expert, then I would move up to Lower Canada where you can still farm. But it's too cold for zombie mosquitoes. There's also less people, so there will be less zombies. The story meant 1 collect food formed, team gathered maps and weapons. Getting food was easier than expected. There were so many people. The zombies were not likely to focus on you. Onion, milk, and chicken joined right away. But then brought raw with. Month to restock supplies got Carther is less people now. Zombies are more targeted, but also more spread out. During the supply run, Dan was injured. We are trying to get him to teach us everything he knows about martial arts before he turns name. Dan, because he is 6 Dan black belt, we found a car with the keys and some fuel. We went to a nearby gas station and stocked up on fuel. Month 3 destroyed Carden died. New teammates, we ran out of fuel cans for the car. We decided to lure a few zombies over and blew up the car near them. That was fun. Dan killed himself. He could bear the pain anymore. The gunshot attracted more survivors. We let them join us. Month for Great Lakes, no food. We reached the Great Lakes. We should have gone past them. I guess we went northeast instead of north. We're out of food. Maybe we can go fishing. Month 4. 7 Canada milk. D-Daw made it to Canada. We should have a farm up by spring. Milk was bitten by one of those zombie mosquitoes. Month 5. We need food. We found a deer. It looked really out of place. We cooked it for FDD. I think it was infected. The note trails off into random scribbles, as if they were trying to write more. You place the journal back in the snow. I got carried away with the story. TLDR. Move to Canada. I live in the woods, so the zombie population would be low, hopefully. Band together with my neighbors to defend ourselves and share resources and knowledge. Avoid high population areas by hunting for food and getting water from the river. Wait until the winter for all the zombies to freeze.